thank you everybody for joining our Heal Venture Lab podcast. We have here Dr. Nares Damrongchai, who used to be the CEO of T Cells and also currently a healthcare and innovations leader in Thailand. Welcome to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Sorry.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you. So Dr. Nares, actually, today we're gonna talk a little bit about your background, like how you started like looking at the life science innovations in Thailand, and then after that we will go into some of the like a kind of a recent, I guess, development in Thailand for biotech and life science. Do you have some slides you want to share with us?
No, I actually, I just came back from Japan yesterday,
Mm.
and I was so busy with the driving and everything, I didn't have time to
All
prepare.
right. It's okay.
But I can do it and insert it later if you think it helps.
Sure.
Uh,
Maybe after the session, if you have a few slides you want to share, then we can put it on the video.
um,
Yeah.
I do have some slides that I made for an article.
Hmm.
Um, or the Japanese government scientific writing.
Hmm.
And if you want to see, I can show you now or maybe later. It's up to you.
Oh, why don't we look at that first then? Okay.
Okay, let me there's a link. So maybe I just paste the link here
Hmm.
so you can open it you can open it on your side and see how you think it work.
Sure.
Uh,
Once you can share the screen. Yeah. Once you have the link here. Yeah.
right.
Chat here. Yeah.
Let me see. So I will put it in the chat.
Yeah.
And there are three parts. So those are two, and the last one is
Yeah.
following.
Actually, maybe I will share the screen instead, actually.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So I was asked to write about the life science in Thailand. And I
Oh.
just remember that this morning. So I looked and so
Oh.
there
Yeah.
they
Let me,
are.
let me make this bigger so people can see better. Okay. You're with a Genentech Bio? Which one is that?
Genentech Bio is a CAR T cell company, cell and gene therapy. I
Okay.
was the CEO of that company when it started.
When was this?
This was 2022.
Okay. Okay. You were also with the NASA, is it? You had a role in NASA?
Yeah, I was with NASA for a long time,
Okay.
very long time with NASA.
Okay. Okay. And what picture is this? What is this?
Right. Let me see.
I'm sharing the screen. Yeah.
Oh, you're sharing the screen. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I wrote it in Japanese. Sorry.
That's
Um,
okay.
they asked me to write in Japanese. So okay, let me tell you. This is so I was tracing the history
Hmm.
of life sciences in Thailand. So
Hmm.
this is the photo of the US Rockefeller people
Hmm.
when they came to Thailand on a project about eradicating hookworm.
Oh, okay.
This is so long time ago,
100 years
probably
ago.
100 years ago.
Wow. Wow.
Uh, so it was a campaign in Chiang Mai, the
Hmm.
northern city, and then later it spread all over the country. So that is the start of public health in Thailand. And if you could go to the next, um, this is a science park
Hmm.
uh, where I used to work
Hmm.
as a researcher.
Hmm.
The science park is in northern Bangkok. It's still going strong. It's where the national centers, all the research centers are located,
Hmm.
including pilot plants.
Oh, this has been around for how many years?
Science Park actually took shape in the early 2000s.
Ah, okay, okay. So it's been around for more than 20 years. Ah, okay.
More than 20 years. I was there. I was the first among the first batch
Hmm.
of staff
Hmm.
uh, to move there. The buildings were not even completed,
Hmm. Oh,
but
wow.
it's perfect now. Like the trees has grown and there are many buildings, nanotechnology center, the energy technology center was established after that. There are many pilot plants and incubators for startup companies.
This
So
probably been around as long as Biopolis in Singapore. So it's probably very similar.
yeah, I also went to Biopolis during that time,
Hmm.
yeah, to visit and to learn what Singapore is doing, and we were also. But Science Park is not just about bio.
Hmm.
There's a center for materials
Okay.
technology,
Hmm.
uh, electronics, digital,
Hmm.
nanotechnology, many things.
Hmm.
So yeah, there it is.
Okay. Yeah, I love to visit. Yeah, I guess that's my next place to visit when I come to Bangkok.
Oh, you haven't? You should. I
I haven't
can
been
take
there. Hey, thank you.
I can take yeah. Yeah. It's not
Wow.
too far. Yeah, it's a good place, really. Yeah. So my later uh photos
Hmm.
would tell the structure.
Your later photos, like in the
Uh
other.
the next link, you have to
Okay.
open the other link.
Okay. Okay.
So after the consolidation of research centers, funding
Hmm.
agencies,
Hmm.
universities, this took place in 2020, around that time, 2021.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I was working for T cells. It's there
At that
at
time.
the funding level. Yeah, at the funding level.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So this is how we look like right now in terms of administrative structure.
This is the current structure as well.
Yeah, it hasn't changed much.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. And
Yeah,
what's
and
it,
you see
what is
there's a
TSRI?
oh yeah, TSRI is a Thailand Science Research Institute.
Hmm.
They are the agencies that took care of budgeting,
Hmm.
budget allocation, and
Hmm.
policy deployment.
Hmm. So these guys are the ones that give grants to universities,
Uh,
like a block grant.
no, this this branch they don't directly administer universities. The top level does.
You mean this one, the policy level?
Yeah. And the universities are in a different box. So
Hmm.
in this chart, we only talk about how it flows from policy to budget,
Hmm.
funding, and operation or implementation.
Okay. And there are other agencies besides T cells that are funding as well?
Yeah. You can look at the National Vaccines
Ah,
Institute, NVI.
okay. Hmm.
Yeah, it's like IVI, you know IVI, right? In Korea.
Oh yeah, the Vaccine Institute in Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So our friend Jerome Kim, I guess he's still leading IVI.
Yeah. Yeah. The Korean American doctor, right?
Yeah, the Korean American doctor and military man.
Yeah. Oh, that's like a very sharp haircut.
Oh
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, so I'm interested. Like, when did they start thinking like this?
In Thailand, so all these agencies they have different histories. They were born at a different time which
mm,
I explained in my article.
mm, mm,
So at the different time in history, the institutes, they were established without a total grand design. So when it um, around the year 2020,
mm.
so the politician at the time think that maybe it's time to reorganize. So this was the result.
Oh, this is a reorganization after 2020.
Yes,
When did the Thailand start looking at biotech, life science?
biotech started in the early 80s.
Okay.
Yes, and then the Biotech Center, I think, started in 1983, if I remember correctly.
Mm,
Biotech Center. Um, but biotech is about a lot of things,
mm.
mm, quite a lot focusing on agricultural biotech,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And a little bit medical biotech at the
Mm,
time. Yeah.
mm,
And then all the centers were started at the time, and then they came together under one umbrella called NASDA, NSTDA.
mm.
And from NASDA, the Science Park was born.
Mhm. In the early 2000s.
Science Park, yeah, very
Yeah.
early.
And at the time, because the challenge, just for instance, like I spent a lot of time in Philippines, right? One problem I see is that, there's a lot of innovations that are coming together in the universities, but then none of them are actually like investable from the international investor point of view. Like, I mean,
Mm,
they have a lot of molecules or, yeah, they also have a very strong agri-tech, etc., right? Like they're trying to do agri-tech, but like in terms of therapeutics, right? I mean, we're not coming up with some rare disease, oncology, immunology, vaccines kind of a therapeutics, right? Mostly more generic kind of a play. But I'm starting to see, I mean, we've been seeing some innovations coming from Thailand, which, potentially could be like biotech play, not just for local context, but, at a more global level, right? When did they
mm.
start going into that direction?
Thailand?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, maybe we haven't even started. I mean,
That's
um,
okay. No way, yes, yes, yes.
well, there are many puzzle pieces that has to be put together.
Mm,
So at NASA, we have already start thinking um, before 2000. I mean, then in the 90s.
mm,
Uh, but because at the time we did not have a centralized, we didn't have Science Park.
mm,
So many of the functions were given
mm,
temporarily in the hands of universities like Chulalongkorn, Mahidol, Chiang Mai, and so on.
mm,
Um, so we started to build specialized center of excellences,
mm,
um, and also not just to do research, but sometimes a pilot plants, like in the case of King Mongkut University of Technology.
mm,
That was among the very first places where a university was mandated with industrialization of technology.
mm,
So when something happens in the lab, you have to prove that it is scalable. It can be scaled up.
mm.
Without pilot plan, you can never know.
Right,
So
right.
yes, one of the earliest pilot plants started at King Mongkut University of Technology,
Mm,
and it became then fashionable in a sense. So once we entered the 2000s, so when researchers can scale up a little bit, like pre-industrial stage in
mm,
pilot plants,
mm,
then the private companies started to take interest.
mm,
So it was only then where the private companies can collaborate in a meaningful way with
mm,
universities,
mm,
right? Because they can see results that could be commercializable. Yes. So yeah, I would say once we enter the 2000s, things starts to move.
mm,
Yes. And in my case, let me take the case, when I was with T cells, I
mm.
started this program called cell and gene therapy. And that was 2011, 2012. Yes.
It's
Yes.
very early. Yeah.
Cell and gene therapy. Um, I was partially lucky because there was governmental change, and I convinced the minister that this is going to be big. And at the time, there were, you remember stem cells
Mm-hmm.
uh, boom.
Mm,
A lot of them are, not really well proven
mm,
science. So I tried to convince that if the university and the scientific community is going to be doing this, we have to uh, do real science, like pilot plans, clinical trials. So that was what the cell and gene therapy program was about.
mm,
Starting from research based in the university, but we don't stop there. We
mm.
try to go to real use through clinical trials.
What was the government looking at before that? Before you introduced the cell and gene therapy focus, which I say that's actually very ahead of time, right? But like, what was the government trying to focus on back then? Before that?
Back then, a lot of biotech
Mm.
would have been focusing on agriculture or biotechnology. Even the
Wow.
human genome, we started our own genome uh,
Mm,
funding. Uh, Genome was more about agricultural products like rice. So
mm,
Thailand participated in rice genome project. I'm giving this as an example.
mm,
Okay. Um, and many research centers, they were doing sequencing and the genomic projects of their own and supported by governmental funding. But um, with T cells, we were focusing on life sciences. So we
mm,
started genomics for human genomics. And at the beginning, it was about uh, diagnostics, some low-hanging fruits like pharmacogenomics,
mm,
something that doesn't need large-scale clinical trial. But then we moved to, like I said, cell and gene therapy program, uh, actually to bring about interventions that
mm,
can be used to answer unmet medical needs
mm,
that
mm.
doesn't stop at diagnostics.
So how much what kind of progress have they made since you started that implementing the cell and gene therapy?
So at T Cells, we provided funding to many players
Mm,
uh, in the universities. So
mm,
different universities were carrying on their own research in a like competitive way, I can say. At the
mm,
same time, we have a team to study really hard on intellectual property, technology transfers.
mm,
So we learn a lot from tech transfer centers from the West,
mm,
United States University tech transfer centers,
mm,
tech management centers.
mm,
We also invested in clinical trial infrastructures
mm,
and manufacturers. Yeah, I have to say manufacturer first. The manufacturing part was important because it has to be overseen by the Thai FDA, and
mm,
there are lots of uh, regulations we had to follow. And in the early days, these regulations they were not designed for ATMP. They were designed for small molecules, but we have to follow them anyway. right? But then, so we also try to create new regulatory environment for ATMPs
Hmm.
so that it better suit the need and the reality of ATMPs, which is cell and gene therapy. So that's also what we did at T cells. Regulation, tech transfer, um, early stage research, and connecting to the market.
What are some of
Yeah.
the commercial success or the some success that you have made from this initiative, and maybe some
Um,
challenges?
yeah, I wouldn't claim that I made success, but some of the research teams,
Mm,
they were faster than the others. So, for example, a team at Mahidol University Rama Hospital, they came up with CAR T cells technology
mm,
that can cure leukemia.
mm-hmm,
Yes, acute aggressive kind of leukemia. And that was eventually the technology was co-owned by T cells and the university.
mm-hmm,
The technology was transferred then to a private company, which was Genentech Bio.
ah, the one that you are had in your okay. Okay. How are they doing?
They are doing clinical trial right now.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay.
Yes, yes. It takes time, and they I think they are expanding their manufacturing because the manufacturing side, the first one they were
Mm,
using was built by T cells
mm,
as a public space, but can be rented out to private companies.
mm,
And it is located in Science Park.
mm,
So it ended up that Genentech Bio did rent that manufacturing place.
mm.
They also invested a lot in equipment and the renovation of the place. So that was what they did,
Mm.
and now they're doing clinical trial.
How are they attracting private investors? Like where are they getting a lot of investors from for this?
The investors were from companies, non-biotech companies, I would say,
In Thailand.
in Thailand.
Mm,
Big food company,
mm,
uh, energy company.
mm,
Uh, Nasdaq also had, I think, 10% share.
mm.
Yes. And some private investors.
Yeah, I love to. I guess when I visit, I also would like to meet them.
Yeah, of course you should.
Because like I'm just kind of sharing the Singapore example. They had, we had Singapore had some like biotech assets. I think went up to phase three, and then
Hmm.
of course they ran out of money, and now there's a biotech funding winter. I mean globally, right? So like I see there's a rising interest in Thailand for biotech more and more. But
Uh-huh.
still, as you mentioned earlier, there's a lot of I mean, there's a lot more digital health, wearable. Some of the funds that these companies have, like CVCs and groups, they're doing like a wearable investment. When you talk to these guys, they're saying, "Hey, we're doing a wearable or digital health." So still, I don't know. Like, do you see any like early movers in terms of investors for biotech, like this kind of thing? Like,
Uh, I should also tell another story.
hmm,
This cell and gene therapy program was one. There
hmm,
was another program that I started around the same time,
hmm,
which is about medical devices.
hmm,
Yes, uh, mainly robotics. And this is maybe you said ahead of time. This one was really ahead of time,
hmm,
if you say so, because the medical robotic it doesn't need to be, you know, a robot per se.
hmm,
It is about devices and these are intelligent devices with hardware, software part, and they increasingly become automated. I mean, they can work by itself. And
Mm.
with the coming of AI, that trend is become even stronger. So I wish, sometime I just if I go back and I run this program once more, it will be really interesting, very
Yeah.
interesting. When we talk about, the very rapid progress of AI,
Mm.
it's so fast, right? But then you can think of uh the arm of AI, the
Mm.
eye of AI. So that is robotics.
Mm.
Yes. So that is what the program was about more than
Mm.
10 years ago.
Mm.
And so we planned for building for advanced medical robotics, just medical, to be built in Mahidol University,
Mm.
Salaya campus. By this time, it is completed. I think it's completed
Mm.
on and operating. So yeah, and for I think investment is just starting to come in because once the government like pave the way and they can see that a lot of things are going to come out, uh, that is the timing when private investors would start to join.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, I think there's another good news because recently we had election in Thailand,
Mm.
and uh, one member of the team that I gave that T cells gave funding for
Mm.
the advanced medical robotic
Mm.
program
Mm.
now has become a deputy prime minister and the
Oh, wow.
minister of science, research, and innovation.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm sure he understands uh, much more than I do about
Mm.
what I just said in terms of if today we can do this, just wait in 5 years, there will be a lot more we can do with medical devices.
So it seems like after your time, how many leadership or changes were there after your time?
In T cells,
Yeah.
one, two, one, two, only two. Yeah,
Only
only
two.
two.
Okay. And how about your, I guess, successors? What kind of things did they focus on? Or did they do things differently, or did they kind of continue what you put together? Like how did they do it?
Um, I think the current one,
Hmm.
uh, well, I think this is mainly the board
Hmm.
is the philosophy of the board has shifted towards uh not international investment, but
Okay.
domestic use case.
Hmm.
It can still be considered an opportunity, but to me, it was a bit unfortunate because when
Hmm.
I look at life sciences, we can become a player, but we can't do everything. We
Hmm.
need to be strong in some areas
Hmm.
that Thailand can do better than others.
Hmm.
Some things like clinical trials
Hmm.
or preclinical research, like animal testing, cell-based testing, and so on.
Hmm.
So those are the infrastructure that during my time I invested a lot. You know, uh, in the university-based uh, animal testing, to toxicology testing centers, and training of the people, the standards, everything. So I think it looks like they want to have complete products.
Yeah,
It's
that's good.
like yeah, which is it depends on how you think. Again, that's why I said philosophy. It's like, okay, should Thailand have our own brand of cars? Uh, And sometimes back in the past,
Mm.
we made that decision
Mm.
that we are going to be the Detroit of Asia
Oh.
without trying to have our own Toyota or our own Honda. We invite everyone to come invest and we become part of the value chain.
Mm.
That's one philosophy. The
Mm.
other is we're going to do everything by ourselves. Maybe we can do small things like motorcycles. I don't know. So there's no right or wrong. It depends on the philosophy.
And you think that you're saying the direction has gone more toward number two?
Yes,
Okay.
evidently.
In the life science, then what kind of things are they looking at to have the own product?
Okay. Having said that,
Mm.
um, because I only answer about one organization, T cells.
Mm.
But if you step back and look at the big picture,
Mm.
it doesn't necessarily mean that the whole of the country is thinking that way.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe there are many young people, they are looking inside out
Mm.
and they want to build and scale their companies so that one day they can, be listed in NASDAQ or, US stock markets or Hong Kong. Yeah, there are still that trend going on.
Hmm. I mean, actually, a lot about Thai life science companies I see. I mean, they're thinking, I mean, of course, they're trying to eventually go to the U.S. market, right? So they're thinking ahead. And I think that there were some guys who came from US. Actually, some guys were like working at NIH and come back to Thailand. So that's the difference I see versus, let's say, Philippines. I think we can have one episode maybe with someone from Philippines. It'd be interesting. But they're
Okay,
just looking at domestic. Like, what can we use for our healthcare gap, right? But they're not thinking,
exactly.
okay, we gotta make this a regional and then we become a global leader in a certain in a certain capacity. They're not thinking that way. So yeah, that's good that it's it's I mean government here is thinking this
And
direction.
you know
Yeah.
what? This is interesting because I believe that the thinking that we should do everything by our own um, actually has an origin from Cuba. I believe that a lot of our public health leaders
Mm,
went to Cuba and
mm,
saw something that they said, wow, if Cuba can have their own pharmaceutical industries without depending on the US, you know, it will be self-sufficient.
mm,
Once, they learn the technology, they make the standards, make production. Um, so that's a way to look at it. So I would say this is very similar to what you said, like with the Philippines.
mm.
It's something like the Cuba model, right? I don't know if you ever been to Cuba, but I think lots of our leaders went there.
I've been there.
You've been
Uh,
there,
yes, yes, yes. But then it seems like I mean the thing is that they're self-sufficient, but like the kind of products that they come up with are not like I mean like like if I was in the US, right, I would probably pick something that like like that's like most up to date and most I guess like developed, right? So
right?
like I don't see like a super like a innovative molecule coming out of Cuba. I mean, it
No,
is self-sufficient for the
no.
like I guess majority of the public health needs, right?
It depends on your priority. If your
Right.
priority is to have uh, cheap products,
Mm,
not so expensive,
mm,
affordable,
mm,
acceptable quality, right? And everyone can have access.
mm,
That could be the way to go. Okay. I don't know if it is going to be sustainable or not,
mm,
but it's if you are really determined to go that way, you have to be really determined. Okay.
Mm.
But I don't think Thailand is as determined as Cuba. In Cuba, you can't depend on the US. You know that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They
You
have to
have
go.
you have to.
Yeah,
But Thailand is a much more open country.
yeah, more integrated with the rest of the
Yeah,
world.
so I personally I wouldn't think that, well, Cuba model is great.
Mm.
I just don't think that it can be implementable. I don't think it can be transferred to Thailand.
Yeah.
But still, we have to figure out our own problem of equal access
Mm.
for our public health. I I'm sure, well, we don't like to become the US,
True.
where medical expense is so high. So you have to choose your own path.
Right, right. So, you said that there are two leaders after. I'm just going through your other the link that you sent me. So I'm just looking at this. Uh, do you want to highlight anything from here?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I was honoring some leaders. This
Hmm.
is FBI,
Hmm.
you know, well, the focus is because this was written for the Japanese uh institution.
Hmm.
I try to pick and choose the topics where there were some collaboration. So
Hmm.
like here,
Hmm.
a collaboration with Japan. It's a lot. And I was talking about the new modalities, the
Hmm.
change of focus from uh, small molecules and biologics, basic biologics,
Hmm.
into some new modalities. As I said, cell and gene therapy.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's it. Yeah.
And how about this one?
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Um, this was an example of, again, this was what we did with Japan. Um, I became a member of the APEC
Hmm.
group. Uh, it was led by Japan Pharmaceutical Industry Association.
Hmm.
So they have this biannual, not biannual, twice a year,
Hmm.
uh, workshops and meetings and seminars. So we were T Cells was invited into a group that discuss about drug discovery, research on drug discovery,
Hmm.
and I think around the second year that I was participating, I proposed that why don't we do natural products drug discovery instead of chemical libraries, synthetic,
Hmm.
molecules, the
Yeah.
the the, the mainstream thing.
Hmm.
By now natural products was a minority. So we managed to convince companies in Japan like Takeda and
Hmm.
ASI to join this uh, project, I could say, where we collaborate in drug discovery from natural products. So
What kind of
this
natural products what do you mean by that?
natural products mean um, plants, marine animals,
Hmm.
uh, those, that can be used sometimes with traditional knowledge,
Hmm.
but we try to find the active ingredients in
Hmm.
those natural products. Take, for example, mushrooms
Hmm.
and fungi.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
And so in this project, we started to focus on making drugs for neurodegenerative, just an example,
Hmm.
neurodegenerative diseases,
Hmm.
but with research. based on natural products. So we collaborate using natural products from Thailand,
Mm,
screened and tested in Thailand by Thai researchers who are
mm,
sent to be trained in Japan with these pharmaceutical companies. And we
mm,
create the library of products, of molecules, and we share them. Everything according to the international protocol,
mm,
Nagoya Protocol, namely. So yes, so this was the structure again to explain how it works so we invited universities like Chulalongkorn universities and Mahidol universities to join. Biotech from NASA also joined, and there were companies from Japan joining, AIST joining, Taiwan, BPIPO joining. So this was how we structured the collaboration, and we trained the Thai researchers. We found some active ingredients that
mm,
could be the lead for the drugs to be further developed. And the aim was by doing this, the Thai side, our side, can learn about drug discovery because in the research labs, it's so early stage.
mm,
Once we discover lead, it's not even considered lead by pharmaceutical standards. But so we have no knowledge of how to make drugs by ourselves
mm,
because we don't have drug companies in Thailand that can carry all the way from research into marketable products.
mm.
This was an effort to do just that.
Okay.
It was a
And
big learning curve. Yes.
how long has this been going on?
Oh, 5 years, I
Oh,
guess.
okay.
Yeah, until COVID, until COVID.
Oh, and has it have you managed to like maybe identify some molecules for like out licensing to Japanese pharma companies?
I think we
how's the
went
progress?
to one step before that, and
Mm,
then COVID broke,
mm,
and it started to become difficult
okay.
to to carry on.
Why
Um,
don't they continue? I mean, this is a really
oh,
good idea.
I finished my term.
Hey, but your successors didn't want to take this on.
Well, it was difficult, with COVID and everything,
Oh,
without me, and this is especially because I know people in Japan, like the government and drug companies. It was much easier. So once I left T cells, it started to become difficult. And when then COVID hit, and I think
yeah.
both sides decided that it would be too difficult. So
So
they,
what are they doing? What are they doing now then? I mean, like they dropped something like this. So what are they doing now?
as I said, they're giving funding uh, internally
Okay.
to develop medical products.
Oh, but the cell and gene therapy they're still doing.
As a program, I'm not so sure.
Okay.
But it has evolved a lot since
Mm,
then. As you said, we
mm,
were a bit ahead of time.
mm,
So after that, cell and gene therapy, well, ATMP,
mm,
became very big thing in Thailand. So
mm.
even today, the funding agencies, not T cells, the other ones within the government, they got together and they tried to push ATMP on the agenda. So it's still there. It's still there.
Okay. Um, so I might want to go into a little bit about, I mean, okay, we're kind of doing this reverse, but maybe just briefly on what got you interested in the life science, right? And then maybe we can end it with where you think you see the opportunity for, let's say, next 5 years. And then maybe after that, maybe the next episode, I'll bring maybe somebody from Singapore or another country, and then kind of compare notes and see where things could be, I guess, collaborated, etc. Yeah.
Right. Um, I was lucky when I was 15, I got a scholarship.
Hmm.
I went to Japan. So
Hmm.
this is my Japanese connection until today. But
Mm.
at the age of 15, I was told to study energy technology.
Energy.
Yeah, with the government scholarship.
Why energy?
It's a policy. I
Uh,
don't know. Well, it was a choice between forestry, marine science, and energy.
mm.
So you don't really know what you want to do at the age of 15 normally.
True. Yeah.
So so I just say, okay, energy technology, it will be.
Mm.
And then at the age of about, and then I went, and 15 becoming 16, I started to think hard about what I want to do. And I found about this biotech revolution in the US,
Mm.
which was led by a lot of research from the universities, but very significantly, the company, one of the first startup companies, Genentech.
Mm.
So I found this book. I it was in English,
Mm.
a big book, and I bought it
Mm.
and I tried to read it,
Mm.
because it was difficult because I had to learn Japanese. I only speak Thai. I have to learn Japanese, but I have to read this English book about it, you
Yeah.
know. So I thought this is very interesting, and I want to do this.
Mm.
I want to be a pioneer. I want to
Mm.
do biotech revolution for Thailand, our
Mm.
own version. And so once I finished high school, I tried and tried to look for universities where they have this biotechnology department or faculty, but there were none. They have this what biochemistry and plant science, marine science, but none of them it was quite right.
Mm.
They didn't have it at the time. So I was trying, confusing and trying, and then I learned about, this university. They're going to have that bioengineering and bioscience.
Mm.
Not yet, but I just heard the rumors. So I tried and I entered that university. And um, the first year I was doing just basic education, and the second year they started to have this bioengineering. So I had to choose between bioscience, bioengineering. I chose bioengineering
Mm.
because I remember the Genentech story. So I did bioengineering, and um, I studied all the way up to doctoral degree.
Mm.
So I got Doctor of Engineering in bio. Yes, yes. So the faculty got together finally around the time that I was the fourth year of the bachelor degree, or maybe the first year of my master's degree.
Mm.
They just combined everything and started a new faculty.
Mm.
Yes. So I was member and I was among the first graduates of this new course.
Mm.
Yes. So I was determined to come back and do this in Thailand.
Mm.
Yes. So I did come back and I worked for Biotech, the national center. I was more interested in healthcare side of biotech, not
Mm.
so much in the agriculture side.
Mm.
So I was the minority at the time, but
Mm.
yes, I had my own journey from lab to policy research, and funding agency management, and CEO of a private company, a biotech company.
Yeah, which takes you all the way to today.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Where do you think we have, I guess, a short time, but where do you? So we talked a bit, we talked about your journey, and we also talked about like some of the like progress that T cells and I guess other agencies have made. Where do you think are some of the next things, next items that the government and the whole country can achieve? And where do you see some challenges, potential challenges, and other opportunities or collaboration opportunities. Maybe even with a country like Singapore. I don't know. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Um, I think having had experience with the government for a
Hmm.
long time,
Hmm.
uh, I think I understand how the government thinks or
Hmm.
how politicians think.
Hmm.
Uh, you have to try to use that for, if you want to move forward. And so in a country like Thailand, it still matter a lot what kind of policy that the governments offer, because our private sector depends on some incentives.
Hmm.
Incentives from at home from the policy because we have to find the first market at home, like the
Hmm.
government market, right? Public procurement,
Hmm.
those things. But even if it's homegrown products and the market is domestic, we still have to always look at international standards.
Hmm.
Because one day we're gonna find that the local market is going to be too tough, too small, and not really open, and we have to go somewhere else.
Right.
Maybe for a biotech company in Thailand, we have to go to our neighboring countries, or we have to go to Asia, we have to go to the West, or
Hmm.
even Africa.
Hmm.
That's where the future would lead us, because as long as there are demands, we will have to go there. But with the good technology and good standards that we have to adhere to. So that is not going to change.
Hmm.
What I think might change is the way we conduct research to market. It's going to be much faster,
Hmm.
much more faster than it was before,
Hmm.
thanks to new supporting technologies like artificial intelligence,
Hmm.
robotics, um, and everything. So at this time, it has to be blended or interdisciplinary, if uh, that's the word. So people in life sciences always have to look at how they can benefit from automation and digital technology.
Hmm.
That is certainly the way to, even ATMP. We
Hmm.
already have this because we have to make our products with sophisticated equipments.
Hmm.
They're already half automatic. We can choose automated if we want, but they were expensive. But these are going to be cheaper.
Hmm.
Okay. So what we need to do is uh, be open-minded, and we have to train people, good quality people. And then if we're lucky, we can find investors.
Hmm.
Like I did, I try to train my staff in tech transfer, intellectual property, making a deal. A
Hmm.
lot of cases where why university technology never take off, they don't know how to make the deal. The researchers want to own, their pet projects. They want to, continue to, adhering to their own love of life.
Hmm.
And if you have the mindset of making the deal and making trade-offs, you can quickly move these forward. Maybe it would go into the hands of other people who are better equipped and very good at marketing if you're in a university. So that is the mindset that is going to be needed. You have to let go, okay, if you had good knowledge and technology. But then you need to have the good knowledge and technology in the first place. So I still think, coming back, I still think that the basic knowledge, basic research is important,
Hmm.
even for Thailand. You can't jump to application without, having a good basics. It's my
Hmm.
belief.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what I
But,
think. The future will be like this. It might, some parts will change, some parts may not.
So some process innovation, also raising the standards of the people in the ecosystem. But you're also saying that a country also should focus also more, even more on the basics, so science side as well.
Yeah, you some the mistakes that I always see is that um, well, research costs money.
Hmm.
So all the research has to make money, but basic research doesn't make money. But
I
it will be a mistake to abandon basic research
mean,
because not everyone can make money by themselves from research.
right.
There are some people who are good at it, like you, Jay Park. You can do it. A lot of people cannot. And sometimes they know it, sometimes they don't. And I think it's also a mistake to try to push all the university professors to start a company or to run a company.
I mean, I guess people like also have to engage these guys and kind of find ways to also monetize, like
Yeah.
like the regular engagement with the scientists. And that's something actually we trying to do also at our Hill venture, but like really the KOL engagement, the scientist engagement, they also give these guys tools, like to I mean, bring their idea to something that's more monetizable, right? So
Uh,
yeah, I think
so
that's something.
people in business, they talk different language than people in the scientific community.
Yes,
So
yes.
I'm from research, so I know when we start to talk about money, a lot of researchers they would turn away. They
Yes,
would
yes.
think that, yeah, you're greedy. Okay. So there has to be some translation. We need people, many people who can translate
Yes, yes.
between the business language and the research language.
And they will take some time to develop that kind of a talent pool.
Yeah, it would take time. You have to be patient, but the shortcut, I don't like to say shortcut, but a collaboration will make you go faster.
Yeah. And also maybe identify some other countries. I mean, you had the strong Japanese ties, right? And it really helped you and the country, right? I mean, there are also other countries in the region. I mean, Singapore is just one, but like, I mean, there will be some other countries like that that could also add value, right? So, yeah, I think this one we can explore further with our next episodes. So,
So you're not gonna let me go, huh?
sorry, what?
You're not gonna let me go.
No, 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 not today. No, no, no. The next episode. Yeah, so we have. I think we can plan two more episodes. Let me come back to
Okay,
you. I think
okay.
yeah. So, but yeah, thank you very much. It's been. I mean, this is. I mean, like a condensed, but I'm sure we can go a bit more further in the themes. But yeah, it's been really good to kind of get that overview, and I'm sure that I think people who watch this will really benefit. So yeah, thank you, and I'll see you again. I guess the next time.
Well, thank you, Jay Park. Please cut all the parts that you don't like or you don't need. And-
You're like still walking around. Okay, it's okay, yeah. And of course, I want
Okay.
to thank the audience also for the watching this. Yeah.
Thank you for watching, and thank you
Okay.
for giving me this opportunity to talk today.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Hey, bye bye.